Okay. Today is September. Well, once again, it doesn't matter what day it is. Um, it's the year 2008, and I wanted to make this video because I've learned what the blessings that God has given to me. Okay. And I felt like standing up, but now I feel kind of tired and kind of woozy. So I just got finished with work and at one of my jobs, and um, well, I consider it as a career, a lifestyle, mostly because now I'm living a life that I'm designed to have. Um, but okay, I'm making this video because I went through a whole bunch of stuff, right? And God is pulling me out. He's still pulling me out of certain stuff, and now He's giving me open windows and open doors that I couldn't have unlocked. He unlocked them for me, but He took a lot of people away from me. That not all of them were like trying to hurt me, but all of them were not good for me at that moment. If it was, then God would have kept them there, you know. So I kept getting these calls from these certain people that I was calling them literally every freaking week while I was going through this, and I was like, I knew that they could help or at least pray, and they couldn't. I see now that they never could because they weren't into. I know my finger looked crooked. I guess I got to work on my nails because it's kind of crooked. But anyhow, they could never help me with the spiritual warfare thing that I had to deal with. Now, as God is bringing me out of it, it's like people, I don't know if it's like an energetic field or something. Like people are trying to call me, trying to contact me, people who were shutting their eyes at me, not trying to get my call, saying funky stuff, the people that were doubting me. And then I was almost tempted, especially when I went to back home for like a funeral, to have connections and ties with certain people. But I noticed that their thinking patterns were all wrong. Like, and if I would have kept that tie with them, it would have made me more depressed because you listening to it means that you accept it. Oh, well, this is how things are when I know the difference. So I say that to say this. When God brings you out of certain stuff, sometimes you have to stay away to keep yourself clean, keep your garment clean. Like, if I go back into that situation, I'll have the old same thinking patterns, the old same habits of seeing how people treat other people and be okay with people being disrespectful, disgraceful, or not even that, just believing that there's no way better, or the only way you can get better is to go through the demonic realm, which is crazy because demonic, replicates. They say it's a replica of the light. So it's an imitator. So how can the imitator be stronger than the real? That's retarded, redundant. So yeah, so I had to stay away. And that might be something that you need to do. I couldn't tell as I started telling because they was like, oh, so what you doing? And I'm thinking like, yeah, well, they're happy. I started opening my mouth and started telling them what I'm getting done and what I've been through, what I had accomplished and everything, thinking that I'm going amongst friends. As I'm saying this, I want to say literally, like literally saw, it looked like demons like manifesting in the freaking faces. Like people faces were turning up. They were getting angry. Like, and I was like, what the heck is going on? It's almost like, hands were cringing. It was like something had taken over some of these people. Other people were smiling like, yeah, and kind of like looking like, I don't believe that, until they look online and see, then they see it, then they're like, oh, she really did it. But, it was almost like that gossiping. They didn't believe. They were in disbelief. They were in denial because it's like they came from here. That can't happen. That's only, the other people's like, oh, so you with the other pack, you with, So, yeah, I couldn't like, I felt like after that, I felt like it was a need to explain. And then I don't know, like, well, yes, I do. I know God was telling me to shut up. And I just began to be quiet. And when the next person asked me, I would say, oh, I'm doing okay. Things are going so. And they're like, why are you so vague? I, it's nothing really to talk about, and focus back on the situation that was at hand. Because I noticed that everybody, um, okay, no one. Well, no, it is some people who want to see you dead. Okay, I didn't believe that, but everybody around you don't want you to do better. Well, they say that they want to do better, but they want you to do as far as their comfort zone. is, if I was saying, yeah, I was still flying and I'm, working this job and I do that, then that'll be okay. But if I'm saying, no, I'm living my dreams and it's something that seems impossible to them but it sounds really good, then it's like, no, this can't happen. You gotta be lying. You gotta be lying. You gotta be this and you gotta be that. So yeah, sometimes you can't, when you get into that thing, you'll be wanting to prove yourself. That's the biggest thing that made me stop and do a reflection. I had to think, like, why do I feel like I need to prove myself? I don't need to prove myself to nobody but God. And God, I can't even prove myself to God because God created me and he knew what was in me before, before the foundation of the earth. So if that's the case and he orders my steps, then I'm just showing his light. So I could never really, like, you show yourself approved by reading the word, but he has to put that spark in you to do it. So you see what I'm saying? Like, I put too much passion in people who don't matter, who don't care about where I'm going. Some of those people didn't mean any harm. Some of them was like, yeah, and they was so happy when I was telling them, they was telling other people, and I would see other people get so mad when they're saying it, and they're like, that's okay, that's jealousy. But I still had to be quiet then because, some of these people didn't understand the power of that, So yeah, sometimes you have to just stay away. Sometimes you have to stay away and let people fight their own battles. You can love them from a distance and just pray and pray, and understand that no one can get saved unless they want to get saved from their healthy thinking patterns, that only this type of person who can do it. Just like you see all across the world, they want to separate people with religion. They try to separate people with race. They try to separate people with rich or poor. A lot of that stuff, when it's crazy because you're already rich in houses and in land if you in covenant with God. So everything belongs to your daddy. You can't be, it's just, anyhow. But yeah, you got to stay away from people who don't, these patterns. It's all about your agreements. And since my mind was renewed, I had to go around. I couldn't do the old things that I once did. Stay around people who believed in old thinking patterns and old habits of how they treat themselves, how they treat others, how they guard themselves, how they, just take care of themselves, how they represent themselves in the world. God gave me a renewed mind. And when you have that, it's certain stuff that you can do. And if you're listening to this, it probably is because you went through it, okay? Not gonna stay on here too long because I want to go home and I got 3 minutes before I close up out of the studio. So hopefully something I said or done will help you on your journey. Stay tuned to Journey to Jerusalem. And don't put nobody, your struggle, your journey is your thing. Is your thing, you might need to just stay away from the snacks. It might be just you need to stay away from people who ain't trying to exercise. My thing was staying away from people with negative thoughts, period, But yours might be you want to be in the fashion industry and you doing all this stuff and you working out and you going around this and this person like, you can't do that. That's demonic. Stay away from. Stay away from. Stay away from, Someone might be giving you some good information. Others may not, but you got to find out for yourself what is best. So it might be for you to stay away. Hopefully something I said or done will help you on your journey. Stay tuned to Journey to Jerusalem, and thank you.